eTown Hall in the foothills of the Rocky Mountains. It's eTown with this week's guests. From Ontario, Canada, Alysha Brilla. From Boulder, District Attorney Michael Dougherty. And from San Francisco, California, Chuck Prophet and his Cumbia Shoes. I'm Helen Forster. Right now, join me in welcoming Nick Forster.
Thanks, Helen. Thanks, everybody. Welcome to eTown Hall. We have a great show. This week, we're actually going to prove once again, beyond a doubt, that music is, in fact, the universal language. It connects us across boundaries and borders. And we've got a couple of guests this week who have not only broad musical tastes and lots of curiosity, but they really celebrate music from different cultures. And it reminds us all that we are stronger when we learn from and are exposed to different cultures and other traditions. We need to be reminded of that these days. Our country has been made stronger since its inception by bringing in all kinds of people. And so that reminder is important, especially now. Yeah. And music is such a great way. Music is such a great way to kind of make that connection. Alysha Brilla is from Canada. She traces her ancestral roots to Tanzania and India. Her music is a wonderful blend of things that have inspired her. She's a very natural singer and songwriter. She's coming up in a little while. Up first, Chuck Prophet. He is a prolific, legendary singer-songwriter. He has written hundreds of songs, made dozens of records. His songs have been recorded by tons and tons of people. People like Dan Penn and Kim Ritchie and Solomon Burke and Bruce Springsteen have cut his songs. So he's been at this a while. He's so good. His latest project was actually inspired by his love of cumbia music, Latin cumbia music. And his new band and his latest record both reflect that change, that evolution in his musical style and taste. He's been through a lot since he was last here. We'll touch on that in a little while, but right now we're just so glad he's back with us. So please help me welcome back to eTown along with his band. It's Chuck Prophet and his Cumbia Shoes. Here they are.
Well, the sun's beating down on the pavement. Money in the bank, I ain't gonna save it. Jenny coming by, hope she makes it. Jenny coming by, and I sure hope she makes it. Hey, summertime thing. Summertime thing. There's a party next door and it sounds like it's cooking. I poked my head over the wall, I took a look in. Was a 5-piece band and they was really rocking. Oh, it looked like some kind of family reunion. Summertime thing. Summertime thing. Summertime thing. Summertime thing. Summertime. Summertime thing. Well, that summer heat's got me feeling lazy. The air is warm and the sky is hazy. There's people getting down, getting crazy. People getting down, getting stupid and crazy. Come on, summertime thing. Summertime thing. Summertime thing. Summertime thing. Summertime. Summertime thing. It's alright. the Delta. Take off our clothes, jump into the river. Ain't nobody around, ain't nobody gonna see ya. Come on, take off your clothes, jump into the water. Hey, hey, summertime thing. Summertime thing.
Summertime thing.
Summertime thing. Summertime.
Summertime thing.
Well, sometimes I think the love we made all adds up to one big lie. I begged you for a second chance, slept right through your long goodbye. Lying on my back, staring at the stars above. First came the thunder, then came the rain. Then there was sunshine, now it all feels the same. I try to imagine just how it would be if I'd have been you, baby, and you'd have been me. First came the thunder, I get a little sentimental when I've had a couple of drinks. Sometimes I think I'll phone you, but mostly I just sit here and think about your silky hair and how you pressed your flesh to mine. First came the thunder, then came the rain. Then there was sunshine, now it all feels the same. I try to imagine just how it would be if I'd have been you, baby, and you'd have been me. First came the thunder, leads back to you, but I can't see my way to the end. Sometimes it gets so quiet, I hear the words you never said, spilling from a radio, drifting across a double line. First came the thunder, then came the rain. Then there was sunshine, now it all feels the same. I try to imagine just how it would be if I'd have been you, baby, and you'd have been me. First came the thunder, first came the thunder.
Chuck Prophet, welcome back to eTown.
Oh, thank you,
So
Nick.
good to hear you and your band. It's cool. It's been a while. I think it was maybe 2017 or something was the last time you were here.
Yeah, we've had a couple interruptions since then, I
A
think.
few things have happened.
Yeah.
You've had at least a couple. We all had one, which was the global pandemic,
Yes,
and you had another.
that's true. I had a health scare that sidelined me for a good 6 months or so.
Stage 4 lymphoma doesn't sound like a health scare. Sounds like a big problem.
Yeah, well, I got some great care, and
Yeah.
after 6 months of treatment, I was 100% remission.
Wow, amazing,
Thank you.
amazing. You know, whenever any of us bumps up against our mortality, it tends to, shift your priorities or rearrange the things you care about in your life. But it seems like in your case, it just made you love music a little more.
I mean, I had never really considered mortality. I
Yeah.
really thought it was for other people, you know. And it's kind of like, it's so far in the distance, you can't really make it out, you know. And then you start to see its face a little bit. And, oh, it looks like my cousin, or I don't know, you know. And so I did confront that, and I guess, we're all going to confront it.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, and the pandemic wasn't all bad for me. I mean, it was really the first time that I stopped. I was on kind of a treadmill of records and tours, and you get home and you're just trying to get over the tour, and you're getting ready for the next one, or writing songs for the next record. And it was really the first time that I listened to music like a 11-year-old, just lying on the carpet with nowhere to go and nothing to do but listen to music. You know, really.
Is that where you first started thinking about cumbia and that style of music? Is that where you sort of bumped into it?
Well, I live in San Francisco,
Yeah.
and so, there's a pretty strong Latin community, and there's a club we play there called the Makeout Room. And we often play there on Saturday nights, and, we'll pack the place and everything, but they're always giving us the rush to get out of there, and because at 10 o'clock, it's cumbia night, and that's where they make all their money. And so one Saturday night, we packed up our gear and we neatly put it in the corner, and we'd had a great show, and we were all sitting around in these Naugahyde booths, enjoying a beverage, and the DJ came in and he dropped a needle on this record, and the bass line was coming out of the subs, and Stephanie, my wife, who's in my band, of course, was dancing with Vicente, our drummer, and I was like, I don't think I want this night to end. What is this, So I really had a heightened awareness about cumbia music, and that goes back several years. But being sidelined really afforded me the time to collect records and soak in it. Yeah.
And cumbia is really just Colombian Latin salsa, right? Or is it something more than that? I don't know.
I don't know either. I know that I get corrected a lot. Yeah.
Well, it's funny because, if you bump into any tradition, whatever it is, you get into it and you really try to decode it. How do they make that sound? What instrument is that? What's the thing? And the more you get into it, you can't help but sort of bring it back into your world, which dilutes whatever tradition you're bumping into. So you're always going to find people who are going to say, well, you're not playing it right, or you're not doing the original, and it's not authentic. But the beauty is the cross-pollination, really.
Well, absolutely. I mean, my attitude about music is if I could get as close to cumbia as the Clash got to reggae, then I figure I'm cool,
Hey, just quickly, tell us about your band. Just tell their names and what they're playing, just because they're so good.
Well, we've got Vicente Rodriguez playing the trap kit, the drums and percussion. We've got James DePreto on guitar and lap steel here tonight. Alejandro Gomez is going to play bajo sexto and organ. Mario Cortez is going to sing and play percussion. And Mario and Alejandro are from a group called Quien Sabe, who I thought I discovered, but they've been around. And they're a cumbia group, a family group from the central coast of California, from the farming community of Salinas.
Yeah.
And I followed them around and was kind of a fan, and they were nice enough. They said, Chuck, if you wanted to come down to Salinas, we've got a house in the woods, and you can bring your amp and your guitar and turn up as loud as you want. And so for an apartment dweller like me, I was like, oh, I'll be there. And so a lot of this came out of jamming with those guys, and they were my teachers in many ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's so cool that you get to bring that experience with you and combine it with your songwriting and then share it with your fans and travel, because you're a guy who makes records and gets out on the road and plays gigs. So
I mean, if I'm gonna be a troubadour, by definition, I gotta go places.
Yeah, right. All right. Well, we're glad you stopped here, and we got lots more music to get to. So welcome back, if you would, Chuck Prophet and his Cumbia Shoes. Great band.
Wish I was a fish in the ocean. Wish I was a bird in the sky. I wish I was a rattlesnake wrapped around your finger. Everything I do is the same old crime. You might be looking at me through a telescope. I might be heating you up like a pie. Doesn't matter what on earth we're doing, everything we do is the same old crime. I went to see the doctor, I gave him a talking to. I made a wish one time, I crossed myself and you came true. Wish I was a fish in the ocean. Wish I was a bird in the sky. I wish I was a lizard blowing on my trumpet. Everyone I love sitting by my side. Yeah, it's the same old crime. The same old crime. It's the same old crime. The same old crime. Same old
That's Chuck Prophet and his Cumbia Shoes. James DePreto on the guitar, Vicente Rodriguez, Mario Cortez, Mike Anderson, and Alejandro Gomez. The latest record is called Wake the Dead, and these guys will be back to play some more music later on in the show.
Your visit to eTown is made possible in part by the Scientific and Cultural Facilities District, or SCFD, one of the largest cultural funding mechanisms in the United States, supporting nearly 300 organizations in the greater Denver, Colorado area. Hey, by the way, I'd like to take this opportunity to remind you that for your viewing pleasure, there are over 2,000 videos on the eTown YouTube channel where you can also subscribe in order to stay up to date with our latest video offerings. You're listening to eTown.
I'm Nick Forster. Chuck Prophet and his Cumbia Shoes are going to be back to play some more music later on. And coming up, Alysha Brilla is here from Canada. She and Sammy Duke will be out to play some stuff. So I was talking before about the beauty of having music bring us together and expose us to different cultures. And the world is confusing out there because we're in a moment where, in some cases, brown-skinned people who speak Spanish are getting picked up because they just look the part. And we're here in Colorado, which used to be part of Mexico and borders New Mexico, where there's a lot of brown-skinned Spanish-speaking people who've lived there for centuries. And so it's a little weird. And I'm not saying that law enforcement shouldn't identify criminals and protect our ability to be safe. Absolutely, that should happen. But it's getting a little blurry out there and confusing. So I'm confused about a lot of stuff. So I figured I would call a lawyer and say, what is going on? So I called actually our district attorney here in Colorado. And we had a conversation, and I was like, we should probably share that conversation. So I've invited him to join us today to help us learn some stuff. So please welcome our local district attorney, Michael Dougherty. He's here. Yeah. Michael, welcome. Glad you could do this. I know you're a busy guy. Maybe we could start just by telling us a little bit about how you got to be the district attorney. I know you went to law school.
Yes.
So we could start after that.
This is where the big reveal happens, that I've been your district attorney for 7 years and I never went to law school.
Yeah.
Well, first, let me say thank you for having me on with you tonight. And it's great to be back at eTown. And congratulations, by the way, on your upcoming induction into the Bluegrass Hall of Fame.
Oh, thank you, Michael. Appreciate it. Thank you.
So my journey actually starts with my grandparents. All four were Irish immigrants who came over on the boat with nothing but the shirts on their backs. Although I told my son that recently and he said, no pants? So I had to explain what it meant. But what it really meant was they came here for the freedoms and opportunities that this country offered to them then. But I grew up with a strong work ethic instilled in me and a love of this country and a willingness to fight for what we believe in.
Yeah.
And after graduating from community college and going on to law school, I knew I wanted to go into public service. So I had the honor of going to the Manhattan District Attorney's Office in New York City.
Right.
After law school. I served there for 13 years, ultimately being entrusted with the leadership of the office of 1,300 people. But I ultimately moved out to Colorado to work for the Colorado Attorney General's office. And shortly after I arrived here, I had the honor of being put in charge of the entire criminal section for the Attorney General's office. So then I handled cases all around the state of Colorado, and for the last 7 years, I've had the honor of being the elected district attorney for Boulder County.
Yeah. Yeah. And I know, I understand your priorities are obviously public safety and the rule of law, but in a broad sense, what I'm interested in now is that it seems like things have shifted. And I don't mean prosecuting bad guys and finding criminals and bringing them to justice. The things like legal precedent and basic rights like birthright citizenship and things that we think of, well, that's pretty much solid, but all of a sudden it's not solid for some reason. And so I think a lot of people listening to the show and in general are like, what is going on out there? Rules don't seem to be rules anymore. And that must be tough for a guy like you who's basically in the rules business.
Definitely. I mean, as someone who's fought for the rule of law and fought for justice throughout my 28-year career, what's happened over the past several months is absolutely shocking for everyone, and it's made the work we do in some ways even more important. Yeah. You're absolutely right about birthright citizenship. That is a constitutional right, plain and simple. And on the first day of the new administration, that was revoked, and it sent a shockwave through not just Colorado, but across this nation. Yeah. And right now, there are people who are terrified, who are afraid to come forward and have justice done because of things like birthright citizenship being revoked. The only thing defending them and protecting them right now is the rule of law, and that's what stopped it in the courts thus far.
Yeah.
One of the several judges was a federal judge who was appointed by Ronald Reagan. And he said, I've been on the bench for 4 decades, and I've never seen something as blatantly unconstitutional as this executive order. And that's the rule of law being upheld, and that's what I will always fight for.
Yeah, cool. I know that there are people who don't know what their rights are, and they don't know how to react to circumstances right now. Are there things we can do that will help our employees or our friends or our families be safer or better informed?
To answer your question, we've been doing Know Your Rights trainings. So one good example, Nick, for any employer out there, restaurant owner, would be if you hang a sign up that says private restricted area, then ICE has to have a warrant to go past that threshold. So the Know Your Rights trainings is designed to give people practical safety tips at a time that we're living through that's incredibly scary and challenging.
Yeah. And I want to point out you're working in tandem with the police department. You're not thwarting their efforts. You're not making it harder for them to prosecute or find criminals. You're just saying, like, let's be clear about what our priorities are and let's protect people who are not causing problems right now. So I think the fact that it's not anti-police is an important distinction. And the aberrations, the opportunity to take people off the streets and extradite them to other countries without an opportunity to call a lawyer, stuff like that, that's an aberration. That's something we need to work against, right?
Absolutely. We have to, each one of us has the ability to stand up and fight against it. And that can be done in a number of ways by attending our Know Your Rights trainings, also helping some of the nonprofits that assist immigrants in the community. They're overwhelmed right now with requests for legal assistance and family assistance, but helping community members be prepared. We've all seen these pictures and these videos of ICE showing up wearing masks. ICE should not be wearing masks. It undermines trust and confidence. And I've had the honor of working with outstanding women and men in law enforcement for 28 years. And we've worked gang cases, murder cases, really scary cases. They've never worn masks. ICE should not be wearing masks. It really undercuts the trust and confidence that we have in government and the justice system. Also, the other thing I would mention that I'd love to have people support for is ICE has now received the largest amount of federal funding of any law enforcement agency at the federal level. That's in part because they're going to build private prisons run by for-profit corporations. And I stand here today to tell you that private prisons should be outlawed entirely.
Yeah. Well, you're doing exactly what I was hoping you would do, which is you're giving us some information and some inspiration and some confidence that there are folks who are really paying attention and working in this every day. And I really appreciate the work you're doing. And thanks for stopping by and sharing some insight. I know that there's a lot of work to do, and your point is well taken. We can all do this work together.
Well, it's my honor to be here. Thank you so much, Nick, and have a great night.
Thanks, Michael. Michael Dougherty, District Attorney. Michael Dougherty. You're listening to eTown. I mentioned that Chuck Prophet and his band Cumbia Shoes are going to be back to play some more music later on. Right now, I'm going to tell you about our next guest, Alysha Brilla. She's born in Canada, near Toronto. She has Indian and Tanzanian ancestry, and she's collaborated with a lot of famous musicians. She also is a professor at Berklee College of Music, the only woman in the production area. She's working hard to get more women into music production, recording and engineering. She's written music for film and television. And I should also mention that she's a really good singer and musician, and we're happy that she's here. Would you please help me welcome, for her first visit to eTown, Alysha Brilla.
Hello, everybody. This song here, and it's one called Gifts, and I wrote it about coming from a mixed background. My mom comes from an Irish, English, Scottish settler heritage, and my dad is from East Africa, and he's Indian and East African. And growing up in a family that was both Christian and Muslim, we would sometimes go to church, sometimes go to Jamaat Khana. We would sometimes eat crab dinner, sometimes eat curry, sometimes both. And so I just grew up in a very dialectical environment where culture was always a mixed thing, and I really do think we are gifted by all of our ancestors in lots of different ways. And so this song is a dedication to all the people I come from. That's right, and that's Sammy Duke on bass tonight. Can we make some noise for Sammy Duke? Well, my family gave to me gifts from my family. complete tree, a strong sense of resilience and curiosity. I've got gifts and I use them well. I've got gifts and I use them well. I got gifts and I use them well. I use them well. I use them well. I got gifts and I use them well. I've got gifts and I use them well. I got gifts and I use them well. I use them well. I use them well. Well, my father gave to me my musicality, a guitar that he got from his mama. Ooh, ooh, ooh. So many rhythms and melodies. I've got gifts and I use them well. I've got gifts and I use them well. I got gifts and I use them well. I use them well. I use them well. I got gifts and I use them well. I've got gifts and I use them well. I got gifts and I use them well. I use them well. I use them well. Yeah. All right, Boulder, can we sing it together? If you feel grateful for music, let me hear you. If you're listening at home, you sound so beautiful, Boulder. Well, my grandmother gave to me my spirituality, a strong sense of intuition. Yeah, and I know she is still with me. You got it. 'Cause I've got gifts and I use them well. I got gifts and I use them well. I got gifts and I use them well. I use them well. I use them well. I got gifts and I use them well. I got gifts and I use them well. I got gifts and I use them well. I use them well. I got gifts and I use them well. I got gifts and I use them well. I do. I got gifts and I use them well. Yeah. Ooh, 'cause I got gifts and I use them well. I use them well. I use. You know that I use them well. When I sing,
Alysha Brilla, welcome to eTown.
Thank you. Thank you all
brand
so
new.
much.
You're like a walking version of the UN. You represent 4 continents just inside your body.
Yes.
It's amazing.
It's weird. It's cool.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
very cool.
It's very cool.
And so you mentioned that there was sort of this happy coexistence of these different cultures in your house when you were growing up. Was there different music also going on? Did each parent bring a different musical style?
Yes, definitely. My dad is a musician, actually, from Tanzania. So he grew up listening to Michael Jackson and Prince and Queen, also Indian music and African music. So that's my dad's influence. And then my mom was Joni Mitchell and ABBA. Melodies, good melodies.
I was imagining something slightly more rustic than Queen and ABBA, but
Most people think, but I
Yeah.
think because he's a music head, he
Yeah.
listened to it all,
Wow.
Yeah.
And so, what was your first? You picked up the guitar.
Yeah.
Who were other than your parents? Who were your musical mentors and sort of influences?
Yeah, I loved reggae. I loved Selena, the Mexican-American singer growing up. So anytime I heard rhythms, bass lines, really cool palm muted guitar parts. That was what I was drawn to. So when I started playing guitar, I don't play with a pick. I've always just been picking or palm muting, and that's what I felt really drawn to emote from that instrument.
And what about the recording piece, the engineering piece? When did you start thinking? I mean, when you say something like, I've got gifts and I use them well, that implies a certain amount of confidence.
I mean,
yeah.
Why not?
Why not?
Right?
Yeah.
Why not?
So, there are not that many women in the world of recording studios and engineers at clubs and stuff. So, you obviously were drawn to that on some level and thought, yeah, sure, I could do that.
When I was 15 or 16 in high school, I took a co-op, and it was at a recording studio. So that was when I started getting interested in recording and just how do you record a song and how do you capture a moment in time? How do you make art with recorded music?
Yeah. And was I right that your first record was self-produced and it did pretty well?
Yeah, I produced it, and it got a Juno nomination. I was up against Celine Dion, and I didn't win.
Yeah.
But that's okay. Still a cool thing to say. I've got gifts. Right?
Yeah.
There you go. That nomination was a gift. Yeah.
What do you think of as your special sauce that you bring to a collaborative project? What's your secret stuff that you bring?
Curiosity. I think that's probably the best quality I have because I always have more to learn as a human being. My brain and mind can always change, and yeah.
It's nice that in music, as in conversation, listening is really the most important part.
Isn't that true? Yeah. And I'm so grateful for these listeners here and the listeners at home.
Yeah. Well, thanks for coming here. We got lots more music to get to.
Yeah.
Glad you're here.
Thank you.
Please welcome back to the stage Alysha Brilla.
Thank you. Thank you, Nick. I'm bringing up some special guests. Does everyone know Nick from eTown? And Helen as well? Make some noise for Helen and Nick. And Christian on the tabla. Christian's going to be playing tabla. Yeah. What an honor.
Hey, can I just talk about Sammy's rig for just a minute? Like, by the way, we've never seen this before. Somebody who is playing the cajon, the box you're sitting on, and the bass with one hand. And you got some other chimes and stuff, but maybe give us a little bit of what it is you're doing just by yourself. Just play a little.
Sure, okay.
Just a little demo. Yeah, that's one guy.
That's his special sauce.
Get a little clap going there, folks. Come on.
Yeah, let's get interactive. eTown. Hey, Jenna, you lit a fire in my heart. Jenna, you lit a fire in my heart. When we kissed, I felt a little spark. Jenna, you lit a fire in my heart, sweeping away my worries and my cares. You know you're taming my troubles, answering my prayers, and I want to spend all of my time with you. You know you make my world seem so brand new. Something in my soul. I was half without her, now I'm whole. Was sneaking upstairs into my bedroom, staying up all night and sleeping in the afternoon. Well, am I in love? places. Jenna, can I hear you? Oh, Jenna. That's right, Colorado. Jenna, I'm in love with you. That's right, they'll say. Jenna, oh, 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 Jenna. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Jenna, I'm in love with you. Bring it back, oh, yeah. I said, Jenna, ooh, 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 oh, Jenna. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Jenna, I'm in love with you. You know that I'm just so in love, yeah. I can't help myself. Hey, I said, Jenna, hey, I'm in love with you. Yeah, ooh, 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 ooh. Hey. Thank you so much. That was a gay love song. Thank you. Thank you so much to Nick and Helen for having us, and thank you to eTown and all of you for coming out. Just, we're super, super happy to be here. So grateful. Okay, this last one here we're gonna play is a song that I wrote called Bigger Than That. I wrote it back in 2016. A 1, 2, 3. Well, there was a time you had my heart and you had my love and you had my trust and you had my Colorado. Thank you, eTown. Thank you, Nick and Helen. And everybody here. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's right.
That's Alysha Brilla from Kitchener, Ontario, along with Sammy Duke, percussion and vocals and bass, and Christian Teal, Helen Forster singing along, Adam Bodine on the keys. Thanks, Alysha.
Your visit to eTown is made possible in part by the Bohemian Foundation, building stronger communities through the bohemian qualities of creativity and imagination. On the web at bohemianfoundation.org. You're listening to eTown.
I'm Nick Forster. I'd like to say hello to our listeners who are hearing eTown right now on stations like KROV 91.1 FM in Oroville, California. Thanks for tuning in on WUMB in Boston, Massachusetts, on KPUP in Patagonia, Arizona. Thanks everybody for listening out there. There's a bunch of stations. You can find out more about all that stuff, and you can find out how to get tickets to live shows, see pictures of our guests, and find out much more all online at etown.org. As Helen mentioned, there's a bunch of videos out on our YouTube channel, and podcasts are available on all your various favorite podcast dispensaries. Right before we bring Chuck back, it seems corny, but I just am inspired to do this anyway, but I'm going to do it just because Emma Lazarus made a thing, and it was about our moment. And I'm going to just read it to you because this is her poem that is enshrined at the base of the Statue of Liberty. Not like the brazen giant of Greek fame, with conquering limbs astride from land to land. Here at our sea-washed, sunset gates shall stand a mighty woman with a torch, whose flame is the imprisoned lightning, and her name, Mother of Exiles. From her beacon hand glows worldwide welcome. Her mild eyes command the air-bridged harbor that Twin Cities frame. Keep, ancient lands, your storied pomp, she cries, with silent lips. Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free. The wretched refuse of your teeming shore, send these, the homeless, tempest-tossed, to me. I lift my lamp beside the golden door. That's America, folks. That's the Statue of Liberty. All right, welcome back, if you would, please, Chuck Prophet and his great band, Cumbia Shoes. Here he comes, Chuck Prophet and Cumbia Shoes.
All right, this one's called Wake the Dead. One, two, three, four, five, six. Gonna wake the dead, get them on their feet. Gonna count our nickels like we're counting sheep. Gonna rob from Peter to pay Paul, and that's not all. Gonna teach the children a little history, but not too much now. Gonna cop a plea. We gonna rob from Peter to pay Paul, and that's not all. We might have ourselves a picnic. We might end up on the moon. They might even name a planet after me. If they ask you any questions, go ahead, tell the Gonna wake the dead, get them on their feet. Gonna form an army, gonna plant a tree. We're gonna rob from Peter to pay Paul, and that's not all. We might have ourselves a picnic, we might end up on the moon. They might even make a martyr out of me. And if they ask you any questions, go ahead, tell the truth. If we have to, we can plead insanity. If it's good enough for you, it works for me. We might have ourselves a picnic. We might end up on the moon. We might even give ourselves the third degree. If they ask you any questions, go ahead, tell the truth. If we have to, we can plead insanity. If it's good enough for you, it works for me.
Chuck Prophet and his Cumbia Shoes out on Yep Rock. The record is called Wake the Dead. Chuck Prophet, James DePreto, Vincente Rodriguez, Mario Cortez, Mike Anderson, Alejandro Gomez. Such a good sound, you guys. Man, oh man. We've got time for one more song. We're going to get everybody out and do one more song together. I want to thank all our guests. Of course, thanks to Chuck and his band, Chuck Prophet and his band, the Cumbia Shoes. Thanks to the eTones and Helen Forster. Thanks to our district attorney, Michael Dougherty. Thanks so much for working so hard on all of our behalf. Thanks to Alysha Brilla and Sammy Duke coming from Ontario, Canada. We've got one more song that is a mashup that could never have happened in the real world between Eddie Cochran and Selena. But we figured it out. I'm Nick Forster. Hope you can be with us next week, right here in eTown.
Cada vez que lo veo pasar, mi corazón se enloquece y me empieza a palpitar. Y se emociona, y en razona, no lo puedo controlar.
Let's get together tonight. I got some money in my jeans, I'm gonna spend it all just right. I've been doing my homework all
This is a production of eTown.